Music.
Did you do anything differently at all, having signed to a bigger label? Was it just business as usual? It just, the records are going to go out there through in a different van?
A lot of it was in USA. We don't have free healthcare, and signing to a major label allowed us to have health insurance.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that had a lot to do with it, and it had a lot to do with knowing that we would get proper accounting, and which we never got on any of the independent labels. And the independent labels. To be kind, it was communal minded. It was just like everything goes in a pot, and we just continue. But there was no way to pay the rent in that way, and I was really kind of interested in paying the rent.
When you're making a record, do you have the first track in your head? At any point, do you think, right, or you write a song and you think that's the opening track? Because 100% was that always going to form the basis of Dirty, because it just wails guitar at the start and says, hello, we're back again?
Yeah, I mean, in retrospect, I don't recall if 100% was really sort of like this is the opening salvo of Dirty. But I think with that whole album, we were just sort of in this place of where we felt like we could do anything. I think the record before that, Goo, was sort of our first foray into working with a major label, and we went to like a nice studio and worked in 24-track and all this kind of stuff. And I had always had this dream of like, well, what we do, if we do it in a really nice studio, 24 tracks and all this kind of stuff, it'll sound amazing. But it was just more complicated and kind of, it's just like, forget about it. And so in a way, I think it was all about getting rid of that anxiety of being on a major label, being in a big studio, and just sort of like just writing the kind of the songs that we should be writing with our eyes closed, going to the studio and just really like clicking heads and just like creating this record. And in a way that record was really heavy for us. But this song, Dirty, it was, there's a couple of songs in the record that were all about like a good friend of ours who had been murdered in Los Angeles by gang violence, and he was a dear friend of a lot of people on the scene, especially around SST Records. He was very close to Henry Rollins, and he was a tour roadie with Black Flag and all these things. He was a very dear friend. So that was really heavy for us. 100% was kind of written about that in a way. And there was another song on the record called JC that was also about that.
Do you want to give us a quick blast?
Yeah. So that song, I'm going to put on a little bit of distortion just because...
forget you, the way you rock the girls. They rule the world and love you, a blast in the underworld. Stick a knife in my head, thinking about your eyes. And now that you've been shot dead, I got a new surprise. But I've been waiting for you just to say this optic chick is mine. All I know is you got no money, but that's got nothing to do with the good time. Can you forgive the boy who shot you in the head? Or should you get a gun and go and get revenge? 100% of my love up to you, true star. It's hard to believe you took off. I always thought you'd go far. Well, I've been around the world 100 times, and all you men are slime. A gun to my head, goodbye. I am dead waste. Wood rockers, it's time for crime.
I can only approximate.
Yeah, of course. That's great. But
I actually played it. I played some of the chords wrong, but I don't. I know you noticed. You're going, dude, you play those chords absolutely wrong.
No, would we pick you up or something? But surely that's the thing about